How was the trip to the White House to meet the president?
Oh, amazing.
It was great. They went. The Lakers were in D.C.
Yeah. My grandmother was born in Georgia in 1923.
Yeah.
So, you know, to my family, it was a big deal for me to meet Obama. And he asked me, how's the married life treating you? And I was like, it's beautiful. He was like, you better say that now.
All right. So I said, all in love. So as newlyweds, you are apart a lot because you're on the road and you're traveling, and then you shoot the show where, in Miami?
In Miami. I'm shooting Kourtney and Khloé Take Miami right now. So it's a lot. It's a lot of back and forth, but we do our things to keep it sexy.
Yeah. How do you guys do that when you guys are on the road? Like Skype, like nude Skyping?
We always eye chat.
I call it iBoning.
Yeah.
You got to make it fun. We're married. You have to make it fun. He's on the road, and if I'm in Miami, you know, we still got to see each other.
I get it. I see, but you guys are young. See, I'm in my late 40s. Me and my wife, if we iBone and I'm naked, and if I'm naked, she's going to be like, where'd you get that thing? It looks like a lesion on my side. You know? She'll just be pointing out all my faults. Looks like you got shingles on your neck. I mean, you know. You guys are young. You look good naked. I should tell me to go put clothes on and come back and talk to you. How do you guys, do you do that every night, like after the game? And you?
As much as possible.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, so the last time that we talked about Lamar. Everybody knows he eats candy, but you were talking about how he eats in bed.
Well, it was candy.
Khloé bars.
Khloé bars.
Yeah.
Is that what you eat?
What is a Khloé bar?
I can't tell you.
I know.
But he's moving on in life. He's moving on to now Oreos, but only double stuffed.
Yeah, double stuffed.
In bed, like a whole.
No, it's not.
Like ass.
As we speak, I'm sure there's what? You like what?
No, I can't say it again.
You
double stuffed.
He's double stuffed.
The double stuffed Khloé bar.
Yeah, double stuffed.
But what is there, like crumbs and everything in the bed?
There's
woke up with like cookies on the side of your face?
You should have seen the other day.
The other day
there was melted, like he sleeps on them so they melt in the sheets.
I eat cookies and milk when I'm in bed.
But he's asleep.
Watching sports
Like
center.
he'll be like eating in his sleep. There's glasses of milk by the side of the bed, tons of cookies. You go through probably a box a day.
Probably
double stuffed. I bought original. I didn't realize it was only double stuffed he ate. I was at a grocery store. They only had original. I bought them. He refuses to eat the
you won't eat?
I can't eat the normal ones, the regular.
And what about, do you ever wake up in the middle of the night and then you just go like that?
All the time.
Still got You could have Oreo and Khloé bar mixed.
Mixed up.
Peanut butter and chocolate. Perfect. They do it together. What a great combination.
100%.
Are you saying I'm peanut butter?
You are peanut butter. and here, I got this for you guys for your bed.
Thank you.
It's so silly.
Right? That's for you guys to take.
Thank you.
It's lavender.
Okay, how tough is it when everything is going good and you guys are all in love? How tough is it to look at all that?
That's nothing.
It's just comedy at this point. Like I was at the grocery store the other day. I was like, oh my God, how am I humiliated by him? Like I find it, I'm like, what? Like it's so stupid.
But none of it is true, and none of it is they call for facts, right?
No, they don't fact check. It's a source.
So
if it's really
crazy.
a source, then put the person's name in there.
I guess I'm used to it from the sports world. If I miss a layup or if I can't make a free throw or something like that, people talk about me. So,
what you had a incident waxing.
Listen,
you
keep bringing up really inappropriate things.
It's just waxing.
Okay.
But you were in Miami and you were trying to get waxed. You couldn't find a spot in Miami to wax, so you tried to do like a home wax?
I like. You could tell I'm into the ball, you know.
Yes.
Okay, listen. Why am I always the one saying embarrassing stories?
No.
Listen, you got to keep it clean down there. It's disgusting if you let it go crazy. So I was trying to, Lamar was coming in town when he was playing the Heat, and I was trying to get a little, Clean.
Yes, but you and your sister were out trying on clothes, and she said,
okay, we were at a
"Excuse me."
lingerie store. I was buying him a little present that night, and she was like, hello, you gotta fix your situation. And I said, well, I'm in Miami. I don't know anyone here. We called. No one could take me. She said in college she used to do it for everyone because they couldn't find anyone in college. She's 30. College was like 10 years ago. Point is, she does not remember how to do it. That hurts so badly. She burned me more than helped me. How'd you like it?
I could work through it.
So, the last time you were here, you and Kim took your DNA test, right?
Yeah.
I have the results.
Oh, God.
But they're what you would expect. You're 97% European, okay? And 3% Native American. So,
am I Armenian?
you're Armenian.
Oh, yeah.
Okay?
I was going to say, am I adopted?
Hence the waxing situation.
Yeah.
So, but we.
Exactly.
But
She gonna get a 5 o'clock shadow? Do we gotta go?
no, I was saying in a couple of hours she'll be 100% black.
He said in a couple of hours she'll be 100% black. Yeah. That's my man. So, Lamar, I love that one. We want to know what you are, Lamar Odom. So, I want to know if you'll take a DNA test.
100%.
You'll take a DNA test?
Yeah.
So we can find out.
So we can find
out what the kids are gonna be like, right? And what DNA makeup, and also we'll get Reggie's when Kim comes by, and then we'll have a little situation. We'll see who's blacker, Lamar Odom or Reggie Bush. Let's do that.
I'm with it.
And next time you come back, let's bring the World Championship trophy.
No doubt.
Lamar Odom and Khloe Kardashian Odom.
It's just me and the world's best tasting vodka.
Hey guys, welcome to again Off the Dribble with your boy Byron Scott. My guest today is my boy. This is my golf buddy. He's one of these brothers that you can call at any time, and he's there for you. And I got to tell you a little bit about a few years ago where he really was there for me.
Such a lonely life I lived, though. When somebody
my
can
boy,
be there,
George Lopez. That's all I want to say.
when
My boy
somebody's
George
there
Lopez.
100% of the time, they got shit else to do except wait for the bat signal in the sky.
Well, George, before we get into your career and everything that you've done, there was a very, very tough time for both of us a few years ago.
Yeah, man.
When our buddy, Kobe Bryant, passed away. And this man, I took like 2 weeks where I wouldn't talk to nobody. And George sent me a text and said, B, I know you're hurting, but let's go play some golf or something. And I remember getting back to George. I said, George, give me another week or so. Because I was just in pain. A couple of weeks went by, I called George. I said, man, I'm ready. Let's get out and play golf. It was about a 7-hour round because we let everybody go through. We made stops. We had drinks. We celebrated Kobe Bryant's life and his achievements. And I don't think I ever got a chance to say thank you, George, because, I really appreciated that, man, and it was awesome of you to give me that call.
Well, thank you for being there for me, too, because it's, my daughter called me and said, I just like, what happened?
Yeah.
And it's, places stay forever, monuments and things in Europe you can see around the world, but that guy to us in LA and to just was a monument. And I think that he will be remembered, everybody's remembered forever, but remembered every day.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's when somebody's really important, when you remember them every day.
Yeah.
And the happy thing about all of that is that, he had an amazing impact on a lot of people, and he did it off the course off the the court with like humor, man. And he was a funny guy and he was a sweet guy, you know that. And he was a guy that, you know, the Mamba mentality is a great, you know, just a great two words to go together. You know, it's like somebody's will, but to see somebody that did what he did and walked it and talked it. And I went to a lot of Friday night games, and they always come down to the last shot. And he made a lot of them, but the ones that he missed, nobody went, oh, he missed it. And everybody was like, okay, we didn't win. Right. But he made more than he missed. But when he missed one, nobody was disappointed. Yeah. And that says a lot about somebody's ability.
Yeah, you was almost shocked when he missed one. You know what I'm saying? Because he was so great at making them. And he would make them if it was 1-on-1, 2-on-1. He didn't care if they brought a double team. He was that type of guy where he was willing to be the hero just like he was willing to be the GOAT.
Absolutely.
And that's that Mamba mentality that we talk about. But before we get going a little bit more, got to say thank you again, George, for coming out, my brother.
Cheers, man.
We're going to have a good time. A little Neff vodka in here, y'all.
Wow, that's good.
Ain't that good?
Yeah, that's really good.
So, George, let's start off this way. I want to talk to you because you've done so much. You've accomplished so many things in the entertainment world. I mean, you one of my funniest friends I've ever been around.
Thank you.
I love playing golf with this man because we have 18 holes of laughter.
Yeah,
we might get some bad shots, but we're gonna have 18 holes of laughter.
You know, listen, man, you're a professional athlete. I played golf because of my temperament, and you know, golf. I didn't want to get remarried, so I didn't want somebody telling me all my faults. So I'll let golf decide what's wrong with me. So, you know, if you cheat, you're cheating yourself.
Yeah,
if you quit, you're a quitter. If you write the wrong score down, if you're not gracious to people, if you don't say hello, and which all the things in life that are easy to do.
Right.
You know, so it was a way for me to see what people had said about me, criticisms about me, even when I was younger, and for me to realize when there was nobody else around and nobody to blame, that those were the real issues that I had about writing down the wrong score, integrity, cheating, moving the ball, and all of those things are someone's real life. It brings it out. So, you know, it changed my life. And then, you know, I used to get really mad and throw a club or something, you know. I'm no Reggie Bush, but that dude.
Reggie be throwing them all over the place, don't he?
Listen, man, I played in Cedric's golf tournament and clubs were flying all over the place. And then Cedric called my house and said, hey, have you seen a club in your bag? Reggie's missing a club. I said, have you checked in the trees and in the bushes? I mean, you throw a club, man. If you throw a club, that says a lot about your. When you want to throw one and you don't, now you're starting to internalize your things and to be better.
There you go.
And that's what golf has done for me. Like I play pretty good. I play all those pro-ams. I mean, I can play good. I putt good. Short game's good. But I play for the temperament and the peace. Why does somebody go to the beach and watch a sunset? Because they go for the peace. And there's a tranquility in that. And for me, there's tranquility in golfing, and you know, being a member at that club and knowing that most of the other Latinos that are there are like the service staff and all those guys. That means a lot to me too.
Yeah, no, I mean, and first of all, it's a great track, great club.
Yeah,
and I appreciate, you know, the invites when we get a chance to play. You know,
but you remember, you know, we've known each other a long time, and
yes, we have.
You know, the Lakers have meant so much to me in my life, and you as a player in the '80s was a time when I spent a lot of time alone, you know, and my grandparents were still alive, you know, and I was such a fan, but I was always alone. That in those Boston Celtics or in those championships, in those finals, when it got down to the crunch time, I would go outside. Like an expectant father would leave the room. I can't take it anymore. Outside smoking a cigarette. I couldn't take it.
Really?
I'm not playing.
So when you would go outside, you would go out to get away from watching the game because it was coming down to the nitty gritty, and you couldn't stand to see what was going to happen.
I couldn't watch.
Wow.
I would go outside in the backyard and I'd walk around, and then I would come back in and they would say they won. Oh, they won, all right. I said, oh, they lost. The pass that Magic threw across the court.
Oh.
I was outside.
Yeah.
I was outside when it happened.
Don't remind me.
But I was, I would say to myself, like, what's going to happen? I didn't know until later is that what's going to happen is going to happen, whether I was watching or not.
Right.
But at that point, and it's a lot to do with Mexicans. You ever see Mexicans go to the church? The ones that are sitting in the back still want it to count, but they don't want the Lord that close. Like, they're like, listen, man, I do a lot of things in my life that aren't.
I do a lot of shit, so I don't want to sit too
that
close.
Don't go in this place, but I'm gonna still go. I'm gonna sit way in the back. Where the place they don't even go with the money thing. Like, I probably ain't got no money sitting back there. So I just go in the back. You still get credit for going, but you're not as close to the gospel as somebody would feel comfortable enough.
Well, you stupid.
So
listen. So
I cussed in church one time, and
did you really?
Oh man!
Did, like more than one person heard you?
Yes.
I mean, okay. So a few people heard
and
you.
You know those movies where they go, all the heads turn, and it makes a sound, and every head. And I said, "What?" I said, "Man, you cussed in church." No. And
so you almost did it again.
I almost did, man. I was like, I can't believe I cussed in church. And then my grandma, that was it for me. My grandma said, "Hey, come over here and tell when you cussed in church." That's not a long time ago. But yeah, nobody should cuss in church.
No, I agree with you there. So how did you get started in the comedy? Where did I mean? Was you like doing shows at the house for the family? How did you get started in comedy?
Man, that's a good question. Let's see. I think at first you have to be ignored. So my biological family was not a close family, and they ignored me a lot. My mom was not married, and my dad took off, and I was insignificant from even before I was born. So much less, and my mom was not well health-wise. She had epilepsy, and she had, a couple of things that made people believe that before I was born, that I was going to be, and listen, I've never said this word before, never told a story before. They thought I was going to be an imbecile. That's what they said. An imbecile. So they wouldn't hold me, and they wouldn't kind of look after me because they thought that I was going to get what she had. And the word imbecile is pretty harsh, man. And as a kid, my grandmother would sit, they would say to my grandmother, or when my mom was around when I was young, they would say, "Don't tell him that." And my grandmother would say, "Well, how else is he going to find out if I don't tell?" I mean, the things that were said in anger, listen, nobody bullshits in anger.
Right.
So when somebody's angry and they're yelling at you, it's coming from the heart. Everything
it's coming from the heart.
Listen, when somebody's shooting you with a gun, all those bullets have intention. When somebody's saying, "Listen, I don't know where that guy is, I don't know who your father is, and you ever thought you're going to be an imbecile over there, want to hold you, and your mom it takes off and they can't find her for weeks," and you're just like a 6-year-old kid, man. You're like, I'm 6, but I don't think I need to hear all this. So we went to court when I was 7 to have my father declared legally dead.
Really?
So my mom was not the smartest woman. So my grandmother said, now here's another one I never told anybody. My grandmother said, "Mira, Frida, look at me and I'll tell you what to answer." So
in court?
In court.
Okay.
In LA, the municipal court.
Wow.
Mira, look at me and I'll tell you what to answer. And she gets up there and she puts her hand up and she gets into the thing and they say, are you seeking the sole custody of George Lopez? And my mom looks and my grandmother says, and she goes, "No."
I thought she was supposed to answer her.
She said, and she goes, "No." And then she's like, "Frida!" And she looks and she goes, "Yes." Was it no or yes? Now you have, is it no or yes? And then now somebody who's not that smart has to pick between no and yes, like with no help. So she said yes. But for a minute there, it was like, what the fuck's going on, man? Like, and she had to answer the other questions on her own without, because, you know, they knew my grandmother was helping her.
Right.
So that was, listen, man, that was rough.
Wow.
That was, sorry about your ears, dude. but yeah, so it's like that. So that's how you, if that's how you start, like, you know, in the humor, I think that I had good guys that I went to school with, and they all lived kind of in that 3-block radius of guys that are still my friends. But when I was, I started playing baseball. I wasn't even 7 yet, and my grandma signed me up for baseball. And then you go to the tryouts, you know, and I was already playing baseball as like a little kid, I guess. And then they went to this recreational center in San Fernando. They were picking teams. I was the last guy picked. And then the guy says, but last but not least, and then they picked me. And I was on a team 1 up. Like, I was, for my age, I should have been on the lower. That was 1 up.
Got you.
So when I was going to practice with that team, the White Sox, they wanted me to be a catcher. And I wasn't even 7, and I was giving the coach a hard time about me being a catcher. And I was already complaining, and I was already saying, I don't want to be a catcher. And he sent me down to the farm, and that team never lost a game, and they won the championship. And in my whole career playing baseball, I never won a championship. And for me, I thought it was because of me being an asshole at 7 and getting sent down, that I was punished for not being a fair sport, or understanding that sometimes everybody has to play a part on a team.
You play a role. Yeah.
And the coach told me that. It's like, hey, listen, man, everybody has a position to play, and yours is catcher. And I just bitched so much that he sent me down. And then I went down to the Bears, and Alex Garcia, that boxer that boxed probably 20 years ago, he was on my team. And I remember tagging a guy out at second base, and I was catching. So imagine the catcher running across from home plate to second base. And that's how bad that team was, that I had to go as the catcher and tag the guy out.
You couldn't throw it to the guy at the second base.
He wouldn't have caught it. So I ran across the field to tag him out at second base in full catcher's gear. So I should have stayed a catcher because I was pretty good. But then, you know, my grandparents and you went to a lot of Dodger games, and the guys that I grew up with were funny, and I was funny around them, but I was shy. I think if you're going to be a good comedian or good at anything, you have to have a lot of things wrong with you in the beginning. So being shy and around other people, but being funny around my friends was at least an opening to something for the future. But finding comedy, I think, through the Tonight Show and through sitcoms, watching Sanford & Son and watching Chico and the Man and you know, Cheech and Chong albums, Richard Pryor albums, and George Carlin and all those things. And then, you know, when I was in junior high, my friend Ernie went to another school, and he said, hey, there's a guy at Kennedy High School, and he's going to the Comedy Store on Monday nights, and he's doing stand-up. And I'm like, he goes, we ought to go down there. So in 79, June 4th of 1979, I was still in high school, getting ready to graduate. And I went over there and performed for the first time.
Wow. So how was that? I mean, because you're still in high school. Because I was going to ask you, where'd you get your start? You know, but this seems like a little bit of a start because you're going to do stand-up for the first time out of high school. And then from there, I want you to tell me the experience of doing that. How was that first? And then from there, when did you get your first job as a comedian?
First job, you know, at the Ice House in Pasadena, you could do, if you brought people, you could make like $1 a person, you know. So as many people in the audience as how much you get?
$7. Oh,
yeah. And in 1987, before my grandfather died, I was on TV just for maybe 40 seconds, one joke in this kind of like laughing kind of reboot. And my grandfather saw me. And my grandfather really never had anything good to say about me. But one time I was on a Sunday, they went to eat with some friends. And when they came back, I had a picture there from the Ice House. And then the guy said, who's this? And he goes, my grandfather said, oh, that's my grandson. He's trying to be a comedian. And the guy said, is he funny? And he says, no. But, you know, he's just starting.
What great support. Right?
I thought that was the beginning, what could have been the beginning of a compliment.
Right.
So even through those track home walls, I could hear. But he never said anything really good to me. So I think, you know, as sad as it is and as debilitating and as much as it hurts, you know, if you stay down, then you stay down. And whatever it was in me, man, that made me get up, I knew I didn't want to stay down.
Yeah.
And not that those guys that I grew up with were nobodies.
Right.
I just said to somebody, I wanted to be somebody more than I wanted to be nobody. And, you know, I never expected much of a career because, I mean, you know, I always say, when you look like Mario Lopez, you can make it. But when you look like me, you got to be talented. So for that, I just, at some point, I mean, I quit. One time I was at this place called the Natural Fudge in Hollywood. And they made you buy like a sandwich in there. So it's a natural food store. So they bring me like a sandwich with sprouts and avocado. And this is like in the early 80s, 80, 81. And they did comedy on a Monday night. And I bombed so bad. Imagine waiting 3 hours and then bombing. It's like, and you couldn't have let me bomb at 8:15. You had to let me bomb after waiting 3 hours. And when I was driving home, right at the 170 and Roscoe on the way north to where I live with my grandmother, I started crying in the car. And I said, I'm done. Like, I can't do this. I'm not good at it. It hurts. I've had it. And then I went home and I took a shower. My grandma says, why are you taking a shower so late? And I was just, I'm taking a shower. And I took a shower because I wanted to wash off whatever had gotten on me from that experience of just eating it big time.
I understand that.
And I took a shower.
Yeah.
And then in the morning when I got up, I said I wasn't going to quit and I was going to keep going.
Yeah.
So
I want to ask you this though, George, because every time we play golf, like I said, we have a unbelievable time of laughing. You know, we laugh the whole time. Tell them call you back.
I know, man. Let me turn this off. Sorry.
That's all right. We have an unbelievable time of just laughter, right? And you tell some of the unbelievable stories, some of the greatest stories about your grandmother.
Right.
So kind of tell me, obviously she means the world to you, but just tell me how she has helped you from your childhood to this particular point, because I love the stories on the golf course when you start talking about her.
Man, God, man, there's so many. You know, when my first show started, you know, Time Magazine wrote a thing on me, you know, the one page in like the showbiz part of the back of Time, and it said that that I should consider my grandmother my muse because of me using her in the show and using her in the stand-up to make a living for myself. So the guy goes, I don't know if he's aware that, you know, this woman is the muse that he has, but she, you know, she had a hard life. She had dementia and she was at the hospital. So they told me, your grandma's in the hospital. So I go to Holy Cross in Mission Hills and she has dementia. And she's in this little room and I walk in and she had a way of looking at me that was like just a threatening way. So she's laying in the bed and I walk in and I'm standing right there and she's looking at me like this. And I'm like, to myself, I'm like, is my grandmother throwing me hard looks? So I look at her, I'm like this. So she's looking at me, and I'm looking at her like that. And my grandmother goes like that too. I mean, come on, man. Come on.
Now, how old was she at this time?
85.
Wanted to make sure you didn't flinch on her.
Oh, my God. What the, I mean, come on, man. A lady with dementia like that? But my grandmother was, she, you know, they wore abuse like, you know, like if it was a banner, you know, like I was with this guy 19 years and he beat me and I stayed for my kids. And I said, why do you stay for your kids? Why don't you go to a hotel? And she goes, you don't know nothing. I didn't have any money. I said, hotels were like a dime back then. Shut up. You know, so she didn't want any kind of opinion about her life. You know, so my grandfather on Fridays he'd get off early sometimes. They'd finish early, and he wouldn't get out of the truck right away. And my grandma would look through the window.
He's scared to go in the house?
They're drinking in the car for hours. Go tell them to come in. I walk out there. I go, Grandma wants you to come inside. They like it to wait. All right. So I say, he told me to tell you to wait. So what did he say? So she started to make chile, that was her retaliation. So they had that mocajete, that thing, and the stone grinder. And because he would eat when he was drunk before he went to bed. So she said, if I make this chile really hot, it's my way of getting back to him. I can't poison him. I can't go out. And it's no wonder that she didn't go out there and say, get your ass inside.
Right.
So she would be grinding this chili. And I would come from baseball practice, and I would come through the cul-de-sac there, and I would see the truck there, and I'd see him inside, like at 8:30. And I would say, uh-oh. So I already knew. So I'd open the gate, and I would take 3 steps, maybe 20 feet from the house, and that chili would be in the air. And before I would walk into the house, I would go, it was just in the air. Because when it's so hot, you can't stand around. And my grandmother would be inside, and I'd go, and then she would say, he doesn't want to come inside, man. And she just grinding this thing, man. So her retaliation was chile for him, and she just never pulled any punches, man. And the first day of my show, you grow up and you want to be a comedian, and she knows. And it's a long shoot because the first show is always long, And then I look over there, and she's kind of looking off outside. We're going down the 5 freeway, and she's kind of wandering off, looking off. And I'm like, at least say something to me. I got this show.
Right.
So I said, literally, man, you got to believe me. I said, what do you think, Grandma? And she goes, you want to know? And I said, yeah, I want to know. And she says, if I would have known it was going to take this long, I would have stayed home. I mean, come on, man. Your whole life, man. Right? I would probably take this long, I would have stayed home. And, my mom character was based off my grandmother.
I was about to ask.
And my grandmother watches the show, and she goes, And I said, what do you think? She goes, hey, you made me nice. That's what she said. Everybody said.
Because I was going to ask you that. The George Lopez show.
Yeah.
Which I
almost 20 years now.
Yeah, I loved that show. I mean, I used to watch that show, and I was like, all right, I'm wondering, because we knew each other. And I'm wondering, is this but we didn't talk about our upbringing and things of that nature. So I was wondering if that show was based on your upbringing, a little bit of the family.
Totally.
That was kind of intertwined into that whole thing. But it was also one of the first, if I'm not mistaken, one of the first Mexican sitcoms on a major network at the time.
There's a couple of things. I was selling out a bunch of shows at the amphitheater. I think I sold out 22 in a row. And they came and wrote an article in the Daily News about me. And I had never thought about what this guy wrote. This guy said that, George Lopez pays homage to the people that inspired him, Freddie Prinze and Richard Pryor. But Richard Pryor or Freddie Prinze never sold those amount of tickets to have people come and see him. But he still does. But I still pay homage to those guys.
Right,
Richard Pryor toured, but he it's back then. So in comparison, it's I still pay respect to the people that came before me when to that writer had passed them. But I would never consider myself better than those guys. But in those shows, what was I going to say? So that was one example. And then in the history of television, I Love Lucy, Desi Arnaz was the husband, but not in the title. Chico and the Man with Freddie Prinze was a co-star, not in the title. I'm the only person in the history of television who's Latino who's led a show, and it's named after him. So it's higher than those guys. But I still, think of it as, it's not as important. But Freddie Prinze, when the 100th episode of my show was coming, Johnny Grant, who used to be the mayor of Hollywood, he said, I was at another star ceremony. He said, I think it's time we put you in the Walk of Fame. And I said, I'm not going in until Freddie Prinze goes in.
Wow.
And he looks at his assistant. He says, Freddie Prinze is in, isn't it? She says, I don't know. I said, no, he's not. We'll check and we'll get back to you. So they got back to me and they said, he's not in, but if you want to nominate him, we can put him in. And I said, yeah, I want to put him in. And I paid the money for the star. I think it was $10,000. And then the day of the ceremony, you know, Kathy, Freddie Prinze Jr., the people, Dusty Snyder, who was with him in the room when he committed suicide, and all the friends that Freddie had, even some from New York, were all there. Della Reese was there, and all these great people, man. And then Freddie Jr., I see him over there on the phone, and he walks up to me and he goes, hey, my grandma wants to talk to you, which is Freddie's mom. And she was in Puerto Rico. And I said, hello? And she goes, oh, George, you know, thank you so much for being so loving to my Freddie. She said, my Freddie. Thank you for being a fan of my Freddie and for being loving to my Freddie. And then she said, if my Freddie was alive, you and my Freddie would be best friends. And I was like, oh my God, man, this is like tough. So we did the ceremony, man, and Junior was very emotional, you know, and at the unveiling of the star. But for a dude that had zero integrity, zero credibility, zero ability to tell the truth, and zero care for anybody else but myself, I grew up to have eliminated all of those things from my life. I'm not who I was when I was 25. I'm not who I was when I was 15. And at 60, I'm a person that I never would have imagined I would be.
Man, you know what? I think we both there, because I never would imagine me being who I am right now. You know what
man.
I mean, George?
Cheers to that.
So listen, guys, we're going to take a quick little break. We'll be right back with a little bit more of my boy, George Lopez, and we'll talk a little bit more again about his career and where he is today and what's up next for him. We'll be right back. Black Widow is a conglomerate of attorneys and investigators that are community-based. They started from a personal traumatic loss that turned into a platform for human dignity and rights. Black Widow always finds ways to eradicate the wrongs and produce positive results beyond all boundaries, and they always pay it forward. Black Widow can handle any and all legal matters, including motorcycle injuries, car accidents, trips and falls, criminal matters, family law, workers' compensation, and restraining orders, and more. In all industries where money rules and basic give rights are overcome by greed, we strive to make it about humanity by repeatedly educating and informing the masses of their rights. If you have ever felt frustrated or anger that you have been done wrong, that's the fire that fuels Black Widow. When you are done listening to all the rest, call Black Widow for the blunt truth. Call 818-599-3613. Again, that's 818-599-3613. Or you can find us on Instagram at BlackWidow_investigation. Right. Welcome back to Off the Dribble. Your boy B. Scott is here. And again, I'm with my boy George Lopez. We've been having a great time. Just
pretty good.
Talking about the old days, talking about golf, talking about all the things that we love. I want to get to now the George Lopez show.
Yeah.
And how that came upon you.
Man.
And then, man, I mean, that thing, you know, took off as well and lasted for a long time. And then I want to also know, why did you kind of stop?
Okay.
I know you wanted to go in different directions. I know how you are. You're artistic. You want to do other things. But let's talk about the George Lopez show.
First of all, you know, I never thought that I would have my own show. Mm-hmm. And then you grow up watching Johnny Carson. And I was in Las Vegas, I think 1989, in the summer of 89 or 90. Johnny Carson was going to retire. And, you know, I love Willy Wonka like growing up, you know. So in the USA Today, in the Life section, there's a comedian on the cover story, this guy Ron Schock, I think he passed away. And in the article it says that before Johnny leaves, they're going to have 6 new comedians on. So I'm in Vegas in the Maxim Nowhere Going show. And I remember reading that, and I remember thinking, man, it's like Willy Wonka, man. Like there's 6 golden tickets out there. Like who's going to get them? Never thinking I would get one. So I was at the Improv one night, and the talent booker for the Tonight Show sees me and says, hey, put some stuff together, man, and call me in a week. And I was like, wow, it's not going to happen, man. So I put some stuff together. I worked all week. I'd fall asleep on the notes and get up and then do them again and fall asleep and get up. Worked on a week. So he says, come to my office. So I go to his office and he goes, are you ready? And I'm like, am I ready? And he goes, yeah. He's sitting behind the desk. He goes, show me your stuff. I was like,
that's on the spot.
And I did it, you know, with no laughter. The guy didn't laugh. I'm talking, the guy's looking at me. Say another one is looking at me. He's like, When I was done, he goes, congratulations, you got the Tonight Show.
Are you serious?
Yeah. He didn't. He just made sounds. He goes, you didn't laugh. He goes, hey, if I make a sound, that's like a laugh. Because I've had people up here at complete silence. And Bill Cosby bumped me in '91, and then I thought it was going to go away because there was stories about guys getting bumped and then never getting called back. So I got bumped, and then the next day they called, and I was on the next week. So in a sense, that was kind of like a beginning. But for the George Lopez show, I was drinking a lot from 95 to 99. I was on the road a lot, and I was going nowhere, and I was drinking a lot. I think my wife had kicked me out of the house. I was living in this apartment that we hadn't sold yet, some condo, sleeping on an air mattress. And then mine was probably like 4. And in the crib, I didn't dismantle the crib when we left because it was still there. So I had to see the empty room with a crib in there. And I'm sleeping on the, I remember I bought a toaster, and I'm like, can I afford to buy a toaster? And I just was like, man, this is like nowhere. You know, I'm nowhere. And I used to worry about what everybody else was doing. And then in that condo there, empty, I started thinking, you know what, man, I'm going to worry less about what everybody's doing. I'm just going to worry about myself. Because I'm worried about everybody else, and look where I am. I'm living in this thing. And people would see me, and they go, I thought you moved. You know, I was like, oh, no, you know, we're doing some work up here, renovations. I fill up the mattress every night. But when I did that, things started to, you could feel a change. But also, I was at the Capital City Comedy Club, and Chappelle had been there the week before, and Sandra Bullock had come to see Chappelle. Sandra Bullock had a house in Austin, Texas. And then the manager comes to me after the first show and goes, hey, man, I got a call. I think Sandra Bullock's coming to the show. And I knew that I was not in condition or even professional enough as a comedian. I was drinking on stage, that it wouldn't have been entertaining. And the second shows are always like, you know, half full, first one full. So I literally got on my knees in the dressing room and begged God to keep her from coming to the show. I got on my knees and I went like this, and I said, if you're up there, please don't let her come and see me.
Wow.
And then the guy knocks while the second show started. He goes, and I open the door. He goes, she's not coming, man. She called, and she's not going to come after all.
Wow.
So cut to like 2 years later, I get a call, and they said, hey, man, there's producers looking for a Latino, you know, comedian and something. So everybody said, have you seen George Lopez? So this guy came to see me, and he was working for Sandra, but I didn't know at the time. And then he saw me, and he went away. And then I remember Ann said, did you talk to the guy? And I said, no, he left. A full calendar year later, the guy calls, and he said, hey, are you still interested in this project that we have? And I'm like, what project? And we found out it was Sandra. So I went to Sandra's office during the day. I wasn't going to go. I was hitting golf balls at Whitsett, and I was supposed to be there at 1. I think my manager knew that I might flake out. So about 12:15, he calls me. He goes, are you on your way? And I said, man, I'm not going over there, man. He goes, what do you mean? I said, what's she going to do for me? What's Sandra Bullock going to do for me? And he goes, hey, listen, man, they called and they said, is he coming? They ordered food. With him, it was always food. They ordered food. You know, you better go over there, man. You're not going to leave her hanging. So I left the balls there, a big bucket, left them there, told the guy, hey, man, you can have these if you want. And I drove over there. And we sat for like 3 hours. You know, she said, tell me about your life. And, you know, she was crying. She was laughing into my grandmother and everything, you know. And she was writing it all down, had a writer's assistant. And as we're walking down the stairs she walked me out, and we got to she opened the door for me, and before I left, I looked at her and I said, "Hey, I don't know how this is going to end up. I don't know if I ever see you again, or I don't know anything. I just want to say thank you for thinking of me, and thank you for what we're going to try to do, whether it happens or not. Just thank you."
Right.
And she looked at me and she goes, "I want you to worry about being funny, and I want you to let me worry about everything else." And I got in the car and I was like, wow, man. It's like nobody ever said anything like that to me.
Right.
So in the midst of the next year, the president of Warner Brothers came to see me, and he was in. He's like, "I'm in." And then where we're going to take the show. And then the president of ABC came to see me and sat next to the president of Warner Brothers at the Ice House. And I did 25 minutes, and I told the dude, "Give me the light at 20." And I was killing him, man. Killing him. And he gives me the light, and almost like a boxer that knows that if he gets to the end of the fight that he's won. So I was digging in a little bit, then I was kind of cruising at the end, and I knew what I had at the end. And when the light flicked on and off like that, it's like time,
right.
and I left, and the people were going crazy, man. And before I left the stage, before that guy got to me, in my head I thought, you just got yourself a television show. But I didn't know.
Right.
And then the next day I flew to Houston, and I got picked up by this dude in a town car, and Bruce called me, and he goes, he did Drew Carey, he was my partner. And he said, "Are you sitting down?" I'm like, "I'm just got in Houston." He goes, "ABC called, and they want to do the show. Congratulations." I was like, "Wow, man." So we hung up, and I told the driver, "Hey, man, I just got a show on ABC." Dude he didn't turn around. He didn't say congratulations. He didn't say.
He just kept driving.
Just kept driving. Didn't go, "Hey, good for you." Just kept driving. So that's how it came about, and then, it was that show was so real. Like in the early '80s, I got a DUI, and I got put in Foothill Jail, and I got taken to Van Nuys and got arraigned. So when they take you on that sheriff's bus, I don't know if the sheriffs knew to pass by every place that was important to me in my life, but they passed by houses I used to go party at, houses that friends had, restaurants where I used to go, and I'm sitting there, I'm chained to some other dude, and I'm like, are these guys fucking, are they, is my grandmother driving this bus? They're going by my schools, they're going by my high school. I'm like, what the heck? Like, I'm on like a Starline tour. I'm like, man, this is getting depressing, man.
Farewell to her.
I said,
this is all the shit I used to do.
Oh, I said, this is depressing. So they throw you in the tank up there. They're getting ready to call you, and the door opens, and they bring in some guys with like the orange jumpsuits from county jail. So I'm sitting down, and I'm looking down, and then somebody sits next to me, and he's wearing those jail sandals, and I look down, and the guy's toes are painted red, and I'm like, this dude's got painted red toes. And I look up, and he's got blonde hair. He's a Latino guy, big guy, and he's got blonde hair, like a cross dresser. And I look down, I'm like, oh man. And the sheriff comes to the door, and he goes, "Lopez." And I stood up, and I guess the dude's name was Lopez. And he stood up, and the sheriff goes, "No, Mrs. Lopez." And I sat down, and the dude left. And I put that in the show. Word for word. Like I tried to keep it as real as I could. I used real names of my teachers,
right?
But I don't think it gets any more real than that. We did that in that
Miss
episode.
Lopez.
Miss Lopez. Oh man, hilarious.
So the show was a hit. I mean, the George Lopez show. The Tonight Show.
Syndication was good. Yeah, syndication's still there. Almost 20 years.
Yeah.
And then I was still married. I decided to take a year off. And then it was just tough to be home. I hadn't been home, in 10 years. So I got offered a chance to, do a talk show. So I did that for a couple of years, and in that I got divorced. But I made friends with my wife. I saw her yesterday, and ex-wife, and she goes, "I just want us to be friends." I go, "That's new," and but she's cool, man. And I didn't talk to her for a long time, but it was my fault that everything happened the way it happened.
Right.
But somehow, instead of being mad at myself, I became kind of mad at her. But that's all gone.
Yeah, that's something that George and I have in common. So we did talk a little bit
Talked about
on
that.
that golf course about us going through divorces and things of that nature and how we've kind of moved on.
Mm-hmm.
But I also want to ask you about the producing part that you've gotten into.
Yeah.
You know, you've done the stand-up. And I also want to know, are you going to go back and do one more stand-up gig or anything like that?
I don't know, man.
I think that would be so cool.
You know, with dementia running in the family, it's harder to remember that stuff. You know, I did the Netflix special was the first one I had done not live, and I didn't like the way I like to do them live.
Yeah,
But they're risky
yeah.
to do them live. But I thought, you know, how can you make comedy harder? Is to not use water, not have a towel, and to do it live. But the older I get, you know, 60, the older I get, I think it gets harder to remember the hour. And sometimes in a default, if you forget your place, you'll go back to stuff that you already had done. And live, you want to keep it, you know, legit. So, but
I feel you there.
yeah, but producing was new to me. And then, you know, I just felt like, you know, some guys want big parts. I just felt like, and I told my agents, like, hey man, don't look at parts like big parts. Just look at parts as like good parts.
Right.
And then I started to do animation. And I remember the Beverly Hills Chihuahua, the first time I did any voice work, you know, my agent said, all the good parts are taken, but if you want this part, it's 4 lines, $10,000. I said, 4 lines? So I said, I'm not sure. So she calls, she goes, I want to know if you're doing it. You're doing it. If not, they're going to move on. And I said, you know what? I'll do it. And I remember getting there 5 minutes late, and I meet this director, Raja Gosnell, and I look over and Drew Barrymore's in there. And I'm like, what the fuck is Drew Barrymore doing in here? And I said, oh, she's the girl dog. So I'm like, are you ready to start? I'm like, yeah. And the first thing I did is I sang to Drew Barrymore in the movie The Dog's in Love with the Khloe, which is Drew Barrymore. And I had to sing to her. And the guy's like, there's not a song, so just, you know, make it up. And
just make it up on the fly.
I made it like my heart, you're my heart, my soul. And I'm like, if there's ever a time you need anybody to lick inside your ears or to, you know, I would be most honored, you know.
See, I'm forgetting you were a dog.
That's a dog. And after they go cut, and she put both hands on it. She goes, oh my God, that's so sweet. Oh my God. And that was the first time they'd ever heard that voice in that dog. And then when I was done, the director came outside and he goes, listen, man, we haven't shot like most of the movie yet. So would you be willing to come in and just you and I work on stuff? And as we film the dog, I'll make the stuff fit to the dog. And I said, absolutely. And because I didn't say no, it was only 4 lines where I would have said no. That led to the 3 Beverly Hills Chihuahuas, the 2 Smurfs, the 2 Rios, Marmaduke, and Escape from Planet Earth. All of the movies came from that one seed. So, you know, as people want to be stars or want to be producers or want to be in the light, never say no, man, because a seed that small can bring you a tree, you know, with the proper care.
No, that's good advice because, like you said, you're turning down those small roles, thinking there's something better and bigger is going to come along.
Everybody would have said no. Everybody would have said no to that, and I went.
That was cool. George, I want to go back, and we talked about this a little bit off the camera during our break, and I was telling you about the movie that you were in with Ty Diggs, and I couldn't remember the name, and it was
River Runs Red.
River Runs Red, where you had a much more serious part, you know, because everybody knows you as a comedian. Everybody knows, you know, your stand-up and the Lopez show, the Tonight Show. They all know that. But I don't know how many people, and I'm sure it was a lot, but I know for me, when I first saw that and saw you in that role, I was like, damn, because you were really good.
Yeah, thank you.
And how was that for you? Because, again, you're going from being a comedian to a very serious role. How was that for you?
You know, I did Balls of Fury like in 2007 with the Reno 911 guys, and I was pretty much like the straight guy, but just very calm, you know. And I thought, you know, in some dudes like Jim, you know, those guys that are bigger actors, like they're big. I wasn't a broad actor, you know. I was good at being just, you know, more deadpan. So when Wes Miller, that director, African American director, said, "I got something for you," and I said, I'd already done a couple parts that were dramatic, and Tay was in that thing, and I was like, I'll do it. Yeah, that's cool. And I had lost a friend to a police officer shooting. So if you look as an actor, like, what do you? I remember Ben Kingsley told me on my talk show that every experience that he's had, and he was neglected as a child, like he went into a bottle, put all my bad experiences in the bottle. And whenever I need them, I open the bottle and I take one out, and then I put the cap back on and I save it for the next time. So he used all the experiences as in his life to make him the actor that he is, like the dramatic part. He would remember things, and I did that. Cried on cue, about losing a child, and Tay had lost a child, and I had immediate chemistry with him, and my show had already been out forever. I mean, so we're in Louisville, Kentucky, and we're shooting this scene in the car, and I'm driving, and the movie trailer's in front of us, and they're filming us. And he says, "So I want you guys to drive around, and you're looking for the police, like we're looking for the guys. We're going like a Western. We're going after these two police officers." So we're driving, and we're going under the bridge, and we're going around the town. And he goes, "Keep going, guys. You're all right. Look around." And we go under this underpass, and there's a homeless guy walking with a push cart and all his stuff, and he's got a hoodie over his head that's hanging like hair, and he's just pushing his cart. And as we drive under the underpass, he looks over, and as we pass him, he goes, "George Lopez!" And when we stop, everybody gets out, and they come over to the car, and they go, "Did that guy yell George Lopez?" And I go, "He did." "The homeless guy yelled your name? How did he know? How did he know it was you?" I go, "I don't know. Maybe I got a TV in the car. I don't know." But I mean, of all, and it's never just George. It's always
George Lopez. Yeah.
And it's been pretty wild, man. But that, in doing those dramatic parts, I did a thing, No Man's Land, dramatic, and then River Runs Red, and then I did this one. Oh my God! So, whether people believe in the universe, or they believe in karma, or if they believe in kindness, that's up to people. That's up to the individual to decide.
Absolutely. So
I did this thing, man, like the world's greatest dog, like most amazing dog, for Facebook. And I was leaving, and everybody was like, "Why are you doing this thing, man?" I was like, I don't know. It was Lisa Vanderpump. I wanted to hang out with Lisa Vanderpump. She's great. So when I'm leaving, this girl is there, and she's dressed kind of like a guy, and she's got a hat on, and she's got her brother with her. And I get in the SUV, and the window rolls up, and I look, and they're both standing there, but kind of like really kind of meek, And I roll the window down, and I'm like, "Hey, what's going on?" And they're like, "George Lopez?" And I said, "Yeah." He goes, "Oh." So I go, "Hang on." I get out of the car, and I talk to her. "What are you guys doing?" And she goes, "Oh, I'm like a little filmmaker. I'm trying to make this film about my life, about coming out to my dad on my prom night. And, I wrote it already. And it's funny, man, because my brother and I were just talking about you, like you would be the best person to play my dad. And then here you are." And I said, "Well, listen, I'll give you my number. I'll give you my email. And if you get to the point where you make this thing," I said, "let me know. I'll be your father. I'll play your father." So about a year later, she calls. They have the money, and schedule-wise, they're trying to work out. So I went to this place in like Chatsworth, this house, and I played her dad in this little movie that got on HBO Max, and it got in the LA Film Festival.
Wow.
So like 3 weeks ago, I got a call from my agent, and he said, "Hey, man, I've been working on this thing for a couple of years, and it's starting to come together. So tomorrow at 1:30, I have a call set up for you and the director of this project." And he goes, "There's no script, and it's very private, and nobody knows anything about it. But he wants to talk to you." So I said, "All right." So the next day at 1:30, I call this dude, Latino guy, Angel Miguel Soto, I believe. And he's like, "Hey, brother, what's happening?" I said, "Oh, good, man. What's going on?" So we talk about our lives, talk about growing up, and he says to me, "Yeah, man, I saw you in this little movie, like you were a dad." And I thought, River Runs Red, And he goes, no, about the girl that came out on her prom night. Oh, yeah, at last. I said, yeah. He goes, I saw you in that. He goes, I had a project, an animated project at the LA Film Festival, but I was going to see other shorts, and I saw you. And he goes, I cried. Like, I was like, oh, my God. So the next day they made me an offer. So DC, Marvel, DC is coming out with the first Latino superhero. So it's the producer, writer, and director, all Latinos. And that guy's the director of it. So he says, there's no script. It's called the Blue Beetle. The kid from Cobra Kai is playing the Blue Beetle. So, it's all very private. It was going to be on HBO Max only. And then Warner Brothers saw the script. They saw the people involved. So it has a release date of August 2023. So I got cast to be the uncle in the Blue Beetle. So I'm going to be the uncle in the Blue Beetle series, which nobody knows about yet.
Oh, wow. And that's going to be on Netflix, or is that going to be?
No, it's going to be released. It'll be a worldwide release.
Oh, wow.
Because it's DC. So when they sent the offer, there's an offer for one movie, and then under it, there's 10 more offers for other.
Wow. So you said the kid from Cobra Kai
is going to be the
Blue Beetle.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I'm
That's
the
so
uncle.
cool.
And I'm the uncle in the Blue Beetle.
That is so cool, George.
Which is big, man. I mean, I've had quite a
cool.
career, but to get involved in the DC universe is big. Batman.
Yeah.
And I think Batman is in our movie, but it's a big, big deal.
Yeah. DC got everybody.
And nobody knows
man.
right now but you guys.
Well, there you go. See, that's what's happened when you're watching the Off the Dribble with Byron Scott. You get stuff like this from George Lopez. You get the first of everything. You get it way before you even hit the presses. See, that's what it's all about. George, I mean, we talked about your producing. We talked about you as a comedian, drama, just unbelievable actor, what you have meant to the Latino community. Yeah. How important is that to you?
I don't know what I've meant to the Latino community.
Come on, man. Come on now. I mean, all the things you've done. Come on now.
Well, I know what they've meant to me. And I think, what they've meant to me is it might be the first family I ever had. Of all those people that come up to you and say, hey, man, we saw you in this, or my daughter loves you, or if you look at YouTube, every time they play Lowrider, like a little kid is jumping up and down the bed, like they know my face. Like this little kid was taking a walk and with his dad, and the kid's got to be 4 years old. And there's a van with my picture on it, and the little kid walks over, and his dad says, where you going? And he goes over to the van, and he points at my picture, and he goes, George Lopez. And the dad is like, how does this 4-year-old kid know who you are?
That's right, yeah.
And, I was always mad at everything, and I was always just negative about myself and about my upbringing. But through just that one time in that day where you're down, I mean, you can only go down worse. But I decided to not worry about everybody else and worry about myself. And that was the day that I think everything, if you go one day without wishing anybody ill, then makes the next day easier. So when I turned that page and went to being not the most positive person, but not wishing anybody any harm or any bad things to happen to them. And, I had grown up around Buddhist temples, my whole life. And then I met the Dalai Lama like in 2012 or 10. And then I spoke at his 80th birthday party. So those guys and that thing really helped me just, since I cussed in church, I don't think I was welcome back. So I think that, just the principles of being kind really made kind of the universe spin my way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got another question for you, though. And you, we're the same age. So you grew up in the hood like I did. And at our time, There was a whole lot of gangs.
Ooh.
Crips and Bloods, the Essays, Sunshine Crips, the Pyrus, How did you avoid? I know how I did. Obviously you did as well with laughter and things of that nature.
But did they leave you alone because you could ball?
Yes.
Yeah.
The reason the Crips and Blood would leave me alone when I was in high school, I would be coming home and they would stop us, because we always traveled like 6 or 7 of us anyway, because we wanted to make sure we protected ourselves.
Right.
But when they would jump out the car and surround you,
Man.
it's 6 of us, 12, 13 of them. And then they would be one person be like, oh, that's that kid from Morningside High.
Man.
That plays ball. No, they good. They good. And they would leave us alone.
Yeah.
So in your situation, I know you had to avoid the gangs as well. How did you do that?
Man, my grandfather never really, I don't think he hit me. I think it's more mental. He made me more afraid of him than of being in gangs. But the guys that I grew up with started in high school. They started to go a little sideways, man. They would leave school and go do home invasions, like they'd break into houses. And they would come back to school and they would have, chains or money or necklaces and
all
stuff.
the shit they stole, basically.
All the shit they stole. And they would be like, you want some of this shit? I'm like, no, I'm good, man. I'm good. And then those guys ended up getting caught, and then other guys would beat up. I remember one time, man, there was a kid and his dad playing in the park, and those guys were throwing a football around. And then they were going to have a meeting, and they asked me to leave because I wasn't with those guys, and those guys I grew up with. And they ended up beating up that guy in front of his kid. And that's when I was like, these dudes, man, that's just bad, And I didn't have a father, so, it meant a lot. And then those guys, I was just like, all right, I'm going to gradually cut these cats out, and just, I played baseball. But they were always around. And they'd always try to get you to go leave school. No, I'm good, man. I got to do my thing, man. I got, however. But I decided, it wasn't my grandfather's, upbringing that I just decided for myself that I didn't want to go that way. I could have.
Yeah, of course.
But I wasn't that type of guy, and I already was into comedy and all that stuff. So I decided to let them have that, and and go on and do my thing. But the thing, when I got back home and my grandfather was there, he would belittle me for like leaving and coming back early. What happened? Those guys kicked you out. They didn't want you around. How is that what happened? But when I was 14, we had this dance, and a lot of the girls from school were going, and then I was dressed in the best clothes that I had. Right. And then this guy said to me in front of everybody, I thought we were supposed to dress up. And man, it broke my heart, man. And I went home and I got in my room and I said, if I grow up and if I make anything of myself, nobody's going to ever make fun of me for the things that I'm wearing. And I've done it.
Yeah, no, you've done it and some.
Yeah.
So George, what are some of the things that you're working on or doing right now that we got to be looking out for?
Yeah, right now we're getting ready to shoot a pilot with my real daughter Mayan.
Oh wow, that's cool.
For NBC, and Bruce Alford, my original creator. They're excited about this thing called Lopez versus Lopez, like court papers.
Oh yeah.
And
is that how you came up with the name?
Man,
Lopez versus
Lopez.
Lopez.
Divorce. Oh, great. You mean where I lost half my money? Yeah, sure. I think that's funny.
Yeah, let's go back to that, right?
My wife gave me a kidney and I left her. Yeah, why not? But that's one. And then, I have restaurants and beer and tequila coming out. And
what's the tequila? What's the name of the tequila?
Chicano. With the X.
Yes.
Hand bottled.
I'll be looking for that.
Hand bottled in Mexico. And the bottle is unique. It's so unique, it doesn't fit on the machines in Mexico. And Mexico, everything fits on a machine in Mexico. They're like, they have to hand pour on the ladies because it doesn't fit. It's beautiful, nice. I've been working on it for probably about 4 years. And then I have a children's book.
Oh, wow.
Called Chupacabra Carter. And it's about a kid growing up and looking in the moon and trying to decide where his future is going to be. And then he befriends a kid that looks like the Chupacabra, and they grow up, and he's looking for his family, and that's getting ready to come out too. And that's a good book. We're well written. I think the kids will like it. I think it'll be a hit.
Good. I got 2 granddaughters, or I got 4 granddaughters.
They'll love it, man. Very
So
drawn very well.
Get
Yeah,
it and read it to them. And the restaurants are doing extremely well.
Restaurant
I know
doing
that.
good. Yep, opening
You had
some
the
more.
one in Manhattan Beach, or
Got the one in Hermosa,
Yep.
and then I think they're going to open one in the Stratosphere in Vegas, and then there's one going up in some casinos around the country. So, everything's good, man.
Man. Listen, guys, I want to thank my boy George Lopez for coming by today. Look out for the movie later on, because, again, like he just said, we the only one know about that right now. This is something that hasn't been talked about yet, but when it comes out, check it out. George Lopez, my boy, my golf buddy, my drinking buddy.
My man.
Woo, my man. I want to thank you again, G.
B, I love you,
Thank you, brother. Love
Right
you,
on,
too.
man.
Guys, this is another episode of Off the Dribble with your boy, Byron Scott. Wait for the next one. Check us out. And you can always go on and subscribe. We're on YouTube, and anything you can find that does podcasts, we are on it. So check us out, and we are out with my boy Joe Lopez. Until the next time, guys. Peace.
It's amazing how loud people clap when they do this.
I know, isn't it?
Our next guest is the hottest woman on ABC next to Constance Marie, who, of course, plays my wife on The George Lopez Show, which airs Friday at 8.
Does it?
TGIF. Please welcome from Less Than Perfect, the gorgeous and talented Andrea Parker. You look amazing.
Look
Are we
at
lovely
this.
in black?
Look
a
at
little trio?
this.
Very nice.
Stunning. And your little Manolas on?
Prada.
Prada.
Yeah.
Gorgeous.
Hey.
Excuse me. Fabulous.
Thank you.
Stunning.
Thank you very much.
Now, we met at the ABC party, the 50th anniversary. Do you remember?
Thank you for that introduction, by the way.
We were drinking tequila back there in the after party.
Oh, yeah. And what
dancing
else?
and dancing.
What else?
It was great.
And then you lost your top, and it was crazy.
I always lose my top. Whenever there's tequila around, the
You
top
didn't.
is the first thing
Did
to
you
go.
strip?
No, I didn't.
Oh, okay.
Nobody wants to see that.
We do now.
I would.
No.
Yes, we do.
We do now.
Oh, yes,
You're
we do.
I changed.
You were looking so svelte.
Thank you.
Doesn't he
You look
look...
And that was a
really,
word that never went
really
with me,
handsome.
svelte.
It sounds very Jewish.
Thick.
You're
It's svelte,
svelte. You're
svelte.
gorgeous.
I don't call my parents, I'm svelte.
Yes, and Constance Marie is beautiful, beautiful lady. You must give her my best.
Now, you guys were in
went
acting class?
Yeah, we were in school together.
Get off.
she pay
You would.
attention?
Yeah. I won't. We were.
You were?
Yeah, isn't that a wonderful
But didn't
coincidence?
you start off as a ballerina?
I did.
I think
I
we
did.
have a
You were a
picture of
ballerina?
you.
And then
Look at this.
Yeah, I
George,
think my mom
look.
brought a photo. Isn't that nice?
That is the biggest ballerina I have ever
No,
seen in my
excuse me.
life.
How tall are you?
I'm 5'10" barefoot. So,
Wow.
so in point shoes, I'm 6'3". Yeah, I'm Sasquatch in a tutu. Now, how tall are you?
5'2".
5'2". Oh, I always wanted to be little.
She could fit in one of your shoes.
What- yeah. you are the perfect height for a ballerina.
I used to dance.
Stand up.
I used to dance.
You did. You did.
All right,
Sharon, let's see
see,
some
wow.
moves. All right,
Oh,
the
you're gonna
battle of
take
the
your heels off?
ballerinas. The battle.
Okay, wait. You took your shoes off, so I'll take my shoe off. So there.
Come on.
See, I'm gigantic.
No, you're not.
That's
No,
all
you're
right,
not. You're
that's all
like
right.
a model. It's
As-
everybody wants to be like this.
As an actor, it's not such a big deal.
Now, what about driving cars real fast?
Yes, I
What is that?
turned in my point shoes for a Cadillac.
Didn't you do like special driving things, like you do stunt
It's
driving?
become a passion. I just can't stop it. Burning
Do
rubber
you
in the
drive
morning
like a
is
gear
just
car?
breakfast of champions.
You do gears?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, I think you do those gears on a car.
You're so
Now,
funny.
do you
No,
do
I-
spins? You do 360s and you do
Wheelies.
turns?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, that's the fun of it. Yeah, you really don't go over 30 miles an hour, so it's controlled danger. It's
What
not
kind
bad.
of-
You could do it. Come,
what
I'll
kind
teach
of-
you. I'd love to teach you. You'd be amazing. It's all about finesse. Women are sometimes a little better than men because they like to overcompensate. You know, they like to put the muscle into it when it's
Yeah.
really it's a little bit more.
Okay, now what about this?
finesse-oriented.
Now, as a Latino, this frightens me that you also are good with guns.
as a Latino.
Are you?
I am. I'm a.
You shoot too?
I'm
You
a decent
drive?
marksman.
What was the show where you started like this?
The Pretender.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
James
That's
Bond.
So nice. Thank
Come on.
you. I loved every second of that. That character was so malevolent and unruly and unapologetic for her bad
Do you
attitude.
have a gun at home?
Let me know before I go over. let me just hit him in the shoulder. Ba-ding! All right, I'm leaving. Now talk to me about this, girlfriend. Talk to me about the cover of Razor magazine. Look at that.
This is so gorgeous.
I know I'm half naked. Wow.
Half? You're all naked.
I am. Well,
There's half a chair in front of you.
No, did you have a thongy on?
I was asked to remove it, funny enough.
And you did?
And I did.
Just like
How
that?
exciting.
Just like that.
This is very nice.
Very, very gorgeous, I must say. Who was the photographer?
Kevin Foley, I believe was his name.
Beautiful
very
pictures,
talented
you
man. Thank
sexy
you.
thing,
That's
you.
very nice. Thank you.
Now, in your show, you look so great in everything that you wear.
I'm so spoiled. I'm so spoiled.
But look at you now. Everything, even the ring to match. Did you see that,
It's
George?
fantastic.
Do you know
Look
that
at this.
Prince Albert kissed this ring?
Get out of here.
I won't.
Royal. He's royal.
What?
Uh-huh.
Royalty.
Yeah.
From Monaco. You know who he
But
is.
of course Prince Albert had to do this. He had to...
Oh, yes, on his knees.
All right, we have a clip from the show, and it's one of my favorite shows. I think you guys do a great job.
Thank you.
And of controlling Andy Dick, too, personality-wise. Fantastic.
Such a great guy. I'm so lucky.
Let's take a look at the clip.
I'm so
How
lucky.
wild is he?
Wonderful cast.
All right, let's go.
If I play my cards right, my relationship with Jeb is moving to the next exciting step.
Lydia, you can't sue him for alimony until you marry him.
Oh, we're not at that level yet. But this is my chance to sink the hook even deeper. His son is coming to visit from boarding school, and I am determined to bond with him.
Aw, how old is he? I love kids.
Oh, Claude. Okay, George is in the 9th grade at Andover. This isn't a child from your world, covered in bits of shag carpet and taco fixins.
Tell everybody when the show's on.
Come on, Andrea. You go.
When is the show? Catch Andrea on Less Than Perfect Tuesday nights on ABC.
Yes.
It's made it. Have a seat. It's time to start school.
Oh, come on, Mom. You don't need to start this early. Most teachers have 30 students, and that means we only need 1/30 of a normal school day. And you can teach me how to figure that out after lunch. Bye-bye.
Carmen, when I ring this bell, I am not your mom. I am your teacher. Now sit down. Okay, we've got English, history, lunch. Algebra 2, chemistry, then if the delivery guy gets here with our plastic flutes, music class.
You can't be serious. This is going to be like real school.
Well, if you don't like it, there's always St. Teresa's.
We've been waiting for you, my child.
Well, I'm off to real school, where no one can force me to learn. See ya, sucker.
Hey, we can homeschool you too, huh? How'd you like to go to the prom in the garage with your sister?
Are you kidding? She's the kind of girl you meet after prom, when you drop your real date off.
Okay, Carmen, what's going on?
Nothing's going on. God, I cut school. What's the big deal? What, you never cut school?
No, I didn't.
Dad.
No, your mom didn't.
Hey, you've been pranked.
But not now, Mom.
No, I just want to see what it says. I couldn't read it backwards.
Oh, God.
Now I get it. Why would somebody do this?
It's Adam's fault. He lied and told some of his friends that I let him have sex with me, and now it's going around school that I'm a hoe. That's why I'm not going to school, okay?
Honey, that's horrible. I know just what you're going through. When I was in high school, they called me easy, cheap, loose. Of course, I was pregnant. I'm gonna call Adam's parents about this window right now.
Adam didn't do it. Piper did.
Piper? That snob who used to be your friend?
That's her handwriting. I know, because she wrote Carmen can't say Lopez on my locker.
Hey, thank God our last name isn't Tucker.
We heard that someone wrote Lopez on your house, and we felt really bad, so we got you a little present. It's a pillow, so you'll be more comfortable. You know, with all that time you spend on your back.
Screw you, Piper.
What?
Come on, George, you're just being paranoid. Who holds a grudge for 30 years?
So you're not still mad I forgot to wear my jacket in our wedding photo?
Absolutely not.
Doesn't bother you at all?
Nope.
So you're over it?
Of course. I have no problem with the fact that the happiest day of my life was just casual Saturday to you.
Carmen, what happened?
I got in a fight with Piper. She kept calling me a slut, then she pushed me.
You have blood on you.
That's Piper's.
Really?
Yeah, I punched her in the nose.
Damn, my girl's a scrapper.
Hey, what's going on?
Well, Carmen got in a fight, Mom.
Look, you got blood on you.
It's the other girls.
Damn, my granddaughter's a scrapper.
Mom, we don't encourage violence in this house.
Okay, I agree this Rango's got a history with you, and maybe he even thinks that he can still bully you, but he has never messed with me before. He's gonna fix this and fix it now.
Wait, don't tell me you're going back to the website.
To hell with the appointment. When my baby's hurt, I go medieval. We're going over there.
Let me get my jacket.
Oh, now you remember your jacket.
Wait a second, these aren't my accounts?
Well, is that your date of birth and your social security number?
Yeah.
George, maybe somebody's stolen your identity.
Oh, come on, who'd want to be me? So George Lopez here?
You got him, man.
So you're George Lopez?
If we're playing 20 questions, it should be 20 different questions.
How's that working out for you, man? You having fun being George Edward Lopez?
I didn't say my middle name.
No, you didn't, did you?
Look, buddy, I got a button right here behind the counter.
Hey, press it. I want the cops to come because I'm the real George Lopez.
Dude, what are you talking about?
You went on the internet, got my information, and stole my identity. You ruined my credit. What the hell is your real name?
It's George Lopez.
Anybody could get a fake license. Quick, what's your social security number?
I'm not giving out my social security number.
Why not?
Somebody might steal my identity.
All right, I'll tell you mine. We'll say it at the same time. Ready? Go. 849-220-6460. Oh, no, you're good.
Look, I don't know how this mix-up happened. I got some credit problems, but I'm not a thief, man.
Okay, here's what you're gonna do. Be at my work tomorrow at 9 a.m. I want to see your birth certificate or I'm calling the cops. Look, there he is. I can't believe the dude showed up.
All right. Here's mine.
Here's mine. These are exactly the same.
No, man, mine's an original. Yours is a copy.
Mom! Why is it a copy?
Because when your dad left us, he stole the original.
How come you never told me that?
Well, I tried when you were 2. I tried again when you were 3, but you were so busy learning how to eat with a spoon, I just gave up.
So is this the original?
Oh, my God, yeah, that's it. That's where I spilled the tequila. Hey, the second the doctor told me I could drink again, I drank.
Well, maybe you should stop drinking because that's my birth certificate.
No, George, this is yours. You know what? I bet your dad sold it to this guy's dad.
My dad didn't buy anyone else's birth certificate.
So I suppose your dad's name is Manny Lopez, too?
Yeah, it is.
This Manny Lopez?
Dude, how'd you get a picture of my dad?
Dude, this is my dad.
No, that's my dad.
Oh, man. Do you know what this means?
Yeah, that your father never learned how to use a damn condom.
He had another son, Mom. We're half brothers.
I got a half brother? Wow.
Hey, why don't you find 3 more and maybe you can be on Family Feud?
I'm not related to her, right?
Already I'm jealous of you. Then I found out he was alive from Aunt Cecilia, and I've been looking for him everywhere, man, on the internet. I ran ads in a bunch of newspapers. Angie even called every Manny Lopez in California, but he's impossible to find.
Oh, he's in Phoenix. He's in the book.
And so ends a 35-year journey. Who wants pudding? All right, man. You got to tell me about our dad.
I know enough about your dad. Let's talk about your mother. Exactly how big of a puta was she?
Oh my God, stop it!
No. It's okay. Now I know why Dad named our dog Benny.
My people, ¿qué pasó, raza, familia? All right. Welcome to the world-famous Ice House in Pasadena. Que locos, Galavisión. I'm George Lopez. You remember? You don't remember? That's all Latinos have, our memories. We don't have pictures. We take pictures, we just never develop the film. It's all about memories. A picture. Everywhere I wanted to go, they told me I'd already been. Grandma, I want to go to Disneyland. You already went. You don't remember? You remember? You scratch your back on the fence getting in when I pulled you under? You ever sneak in someplace? Nah, look at no. We always obey the law. I was an only child I had to share with myself. I'd get a churro, my grandma, lick it and give it back to me. Give it back. Lick it and give it back. I would have a popsicle. Remember the popsicles with 2 sticks? You remember? She would go, hey, cabrón, tráelo. Why are you crying? Why are you crying? Why are you crying? I'm not crying. I'm frustrated. Then your tia would come in. Why is he crying, tia? Porque he don't want ice cream? Let me give you the Chicano hello. Let me greet you with the hello. You ever do that? Do you know him? You saw me go like that? I don't talk to strangers. You know what amazes me is that some people are happy to see each other. You ever seen people at a restaurant where they see their friends and they wave them over? They have a chair waiting for them. Bradley's on his way. He sent an email, he is coming. Then they wave him over. Oh my God, Bradley! Oh my God, we're totally right here. Oh my God! We're right here. Oh my God. They call him on the cell phone. Oh my God. I'm totally in front of you. Oh my God. Two-way pager. Oh my God. Oh my God. Latinos are never happy to see anybody. They look, oh man, look who's over there, man. Don't look over there, don't look over there, don't look over there. He saw me? Damn, he saw me? Who is that? It's my brother, man. He saw me? Hey, what's up? Yeah, come on in. You saw me. Might as well. I thought you were going to be late. You know what? We're always late. You know why? Because none of the clocks in our house work. They all need batteries. You don't even know what kind either. Grandma, what kind of batteries you need? I don't know, mijo. They say They say And the littler ones, the little. We don't have clocks. All we have are calendars from every panaderia we've ever been to in our life. And it's always the same picture, the Aztec dude and the dead lady. It's not even the right year, 1953. Déjalo. That reminds me of me when I was young. Your grandma crying, that's me when I was... Porque me gustaba tomar and they used to bring me home like that in my calzones with a bra and a feather in my hair. They thought I was dead, but I was just drunk. We love to drink and drive. You can't get the keys from a Latino. Hell no. I drive better when I'm drunk. You start the car twice. It's already on. You don't remember? You remember. I think we're always late because we use the microwave as the clock. You ever do that? You ever been running around the house? You go, 1:15, chinga, I got a lot of time. Baboso, push clear. All right. I'm George Lopez. I'll be your host. We'll be back with more Que Locos after this. Que Locos, Televisión. Let me tell you something. You don't know how bad I want to write on that wall right there, man. Look at the white dude. That would be illegal. Hey, you ever been so poor they used to get the paint cans and crack them open just to get the marble? Look at the older dudes in here. Yeah. That's messed up. Hey, don't remind me. All right. Coming to the stage right now, a guy that I work with on the road. Welcome back. Fakers. Hey, faker, they're making us clap. You know, we need to tell our women we love them, especially Latino men. We never tell them, we never tell them. Do you love me? Don't start nothing, man. That's why I didn't want to bring you, man. I told you a long time ago I did. You don't remember? You remember? When you got your income tax check, I told you, babe, I love you.
Xin chào các bạn, mình tu một cái chanh này nha. Ừ? Để ngoài đó đi đâu ba đấy. Giờ này chưa có bấm được nè. Đây mình hoàn thành một cái bức tranh nha các bạn. Bye bye.